Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I hope this finds you. I hope this finds you all good. I need to turn my volume down. Get it all set. Okay, who's here? Hey, Tim Posey. So good to see you. You beat everyone this morning. How's it going where you're at? We have had rain like 2, 3 days, and I'm so glad to see the sunshine. It's actually shining today. What it's 63. It's warm. So yeah, it's good. Northern Arkansas, yes. Is it raining there? I saw that there was some clouds coming through above me, but I seems like it was through Tennessee. When we lived in Hot Springs, we didn't get the severeness that they did up between Little Rock and the Tennessee border. Seems like they always had more and more severe weather than we ever did. I got my coffee. That's a lot of coffee, isn't it? It was only half full. Yeah. Spotty rain. Yeah. We had our fog was so thick this morning that it feels misty and damp, you know. But yesterday it was just off and on all day. Of course, all my animals wanted to misbehave. Hey, Miss Kathy. How are you doing? Hello, Gummy Doolittle's here. The Christian Magician. Hello. Gallatin, Tennessee. Oh, my son used to live in Gallatin. He went up there for a year to teach middle school in one of the little schools there in Gallatin. He might have taught your children or grandchildren. But yeah, he was up there a year. It was really a beautiful little place. So yeah. Okay, so I guess Nightbot is going to do his thing this time. I've been testing it out and trying to get it right. Um okay, I'm not let's see. Constant rain for the past 2 days and nights. Yeah, see that's what I was just telling Tim that for 2 days yeah, Monday and Tuesday, some part of Sunday, and some part of Saturday even we had rain. And I think we have like an inch and a half. And I mean that doesn't seem like a lot, but when it's just off and on all day, it's kind of crappy because you can't get out. What'd you say, Kathy? Um, yes, it's hard to do on the phone, definitely. You're busy right now listening in. Well, that's okay. You can listen in. I'll have to remember your wrench is resting today. Because when you're on your phone, it is difficult to, unless you're used to it. But it is difficult to kind of maneuver a little bit, definitely. But so yeah, we were glad that the rain kind of went on over. I don't think we're expecting any for a couple of days now, so maybe we'll dry up just a little bit. I need it to dry up a little because I need to pick up the rest of my pecans, and I don't want to pick them up when they're wet because they just mildew, they just mildew. So, because I don't have a, a flat enough place that's not trumped with cows or goats or whatever that they would dry because they need to lay out and dry a couple of days. So I think I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 of the 2.5 gallon buckets full of pecans. Hello, Lisa from Michigan. Adventures in Michigan. So how's the weather up there with you, Lisa? Yeah, I mean, we don't really get our coldest weather until January, February. So we're really this is probably about normal for us. Um, but we seem like we've had a lot of rain. A lot of rain. Only had a few nights that it was down below 30 and it didn't stay there. Um, Luckily we didn't have any pipes bust because that's always a pain. It's always a pain. I got those darned shadows in my glasses. Uh Christian magician. I have some family in Michigan. They live near Grand Rapids. Oh, nice. And where are you coming from, Christian magician? You don't have to tell the exact place, but I'm in Georgia. I have to get a nutcracker. A nutcracker, yes. Um, the nutcracker that I use that I like so much is called the Texan, and I got it at my local feed store. They had them, and they usually get them around Christmas time. But they have like two razor blades on them. I'll have to bring it down next time and show y'all how that thing works. But it's like two razor blades that has serrated looking edges, and you just pop the ends off, and you miss the nut totally if you just pop the ends off, and then you go around it slowly, cracking it, and the outer shell just falls off. So you get a whole nut, um, which is hard with some of those little, those that look like the two little handles, and they slip. I mean, it's hard to keep them together because they don't have a spring. They're not always spring loaded, or it got lost. Tennessee, you're from Tennessee. Yeah, so um let's see. Someone else is here is from Tennessee, Gallatin, Tennessee. I just found that area just really pretty. And we've been to Murfreesboro several times. When we're going through, we usually camp somewhere around in there if we're carrying our camper. Um, but no, we haven't been camping in several years, so we're just living in the camper until we can get our remodeling done. It's very handy. I feel like I'm behind. Is my voice matching with my lips? I, I can't tell. Um, I can't always tell if the sound is up also. Oh, they've been building a lot up there. So yeah, Nashville actually is just, you don't know when Nashville ends and Gallatin begins, and there may be something in between. I don't know. I just remember going around that direction, and I've come through the backside also, and not went to Nashville. I'm good. Okay. It just seemed like I try not to watch myself talk. Do y'all do that? Because if you watch yourself talk, it gets you off. Hendersonville is, yes, that's right, Hendersonville. I kept thinking there was something in between, but there's not that many miles in between. So they're all just kind of grown together. Yeah. There is a place in Nashville that my son and daughter-in-law took us. It was like a big dome, and it was like a big botanical garden. It was absolutely, I mean, gorgeous. You could stay all day in there. It had a glass, I mean, it was all glass above and all light, and had little moats in, with water, and it was really a pretty place, and I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was pretty cool. because I mean, it was just I think it might have been around Christmas too, and it was just all decorated. Yes, we're about 30 minutes from Nashville. Okay. I was thinking it wasn't a bad drive because, it's freeway. It might be if you're taking the side roads. Tim says I'm in the Ozark Mountains. Great motorcycle roads, really. Gummy says I've been there when we left your place, and it is beautiful. Yes, it really is. And there's so much to see. Um, seems like You see, it's been so long since I traveled up there. We stopped at a place called the Loveless Cafe. Oh my gosh, they had the best home cooked meals. I still have I got a measuring cup glass and I still use that measuring cup glass. So it reminds me of it every time I pick it up. But it looked like, a tall tea tumbler is what it looked like. And we probably had tea in it. But your drink came in it. Um, but the Loveless Cafe, I'm sure it's probably famous. Somebody made it famous, and I'm not sure the story behind it, but it was very rustic looking set, and the tables seems like you had the ladder back chairs on in the tables, and oh my gosh, the food. It was just it we always go to places like that when we travel. We never go unless we just have no choice. We don't go to chain restaurants because you can get those any time of the day. But the local mom and pop stuff, you can't get that. Once you pass it up, you've missed it. So, and we've eaten in some hole in the walls, and they're usually the best food, the best. Um, our grandmother, my mother's mother, was a short order cook. That's what she called herself. And she cooked in a truck stop. She called it a greasy spoon truck stop. I don't know what that really meant, but that's what she called it. But that little truck stop, as a matter of fact, it's still near Gummy. Um, Someone else owns it now because this was back in the 70s and 80s. Um, but they had some good truck stop food, very good. Lisa says I like the small mom and pop spots too. Yeah, can't beat the food. No, because they care about what you think about their food. They care that you want to come back or you want to send somebody back. And some of these people that go there every day for breakfast, those are the regulars. They call them regulars, I guess. But we have a couple of places here well, I mean, in my town and the next town over, and they may not be open but 3 hours a day. One of them's open 3 hours a day from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday, unless it's a holiday. And if you can't get down there then to eat, that you're not going to eat there until they open back up the next day at 11. Let's see. Why am I missing? Hey, this has been fun. Oh, but I do have to go to make lunch and prepare my live stream. Oh, well, I'll have to pick up your live stream on replay if you allow that, and see what I'm missing. I appreciate you coming in, and I hope you come back again. Gummy says it's called Kelly's Cafe now and still serves a lot of the truckers and locals. Good food. Yeah, you want to talk about some good gravy? Those places have good gravy. It was Bob's Cafe, yes. And the man who owned it, his name was Bob. Bob and May was the woman. And after he passed on, then she ran it with her daughters. And I mean, it was just a nice little mom and pop. And so every time I go to Bakersfield, it's like, "Ooh, let's drive by Bob's Cafe," because that was my first job. I made $1.86 an hour. You know, that was a lot of money for a 15-year-old. We, th- I thought so, and most of it. me and my sister, we were the oldest of the 4 that lived at home. When we had jobs, we would get our paycheck, we would give our mother part of it because, she was struggling going through, she was getting her GED, and then she was going through nursing school. So, and she didn't have a job. She did have, I guess she had like a grant. Um, Lisa says, even here, I'd rather support a small diner that has fast food place than the fast food places. Yes. Seems fast food places here just don't have integrity towards the food that and their attitudes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Hey, Cobalt, how are you? So glad you came in. I like your little pink hand. Um, But yeah, we have a Wendy's here, and honestly, I would eat the Wendy's burger, and for years I did, but I preferred their chili. But the last few times in the last year, oh my gosh, there'll be nobody in the parking lot and 2 cars in the drive-through because, for a long time they didn't let them open the main part of it, the lobby, whatever they call it. And it would take you a half an hour to get a bowl of chili, and it's like, "This isn't worth it. I'll just go home and make it like they make it." Probably better. But, yeah, so, those fast food places, they're just not they don't care. They really don't. The people working there do not care. The chains, you wonder what's keeping them alive because the food is crappy, um, because it's been sitting under the light so long, they make up too much of it. Um, we do have a one little restaurant, and it's all over the South, um, called Waffle House. So, those of you who know that, we have 2 Waffle Houses. The next town over is 4 miles from me, so it's really like part of the community. But there's one Waffle House on one side of the freeway and one side of the other side of the freeway, but all the locals know you don't go to the one that's not busy. You go to the one that's near the Love's truck stop because that's the one everybody go. The local people go there early in the morning. You see all the deer hunters, all their trucks are there. Some of them have dogs in the back of their trucks and they're just sitting waiting patiently. But now they do, that little place does serve a good breakfast. Um, Let's see, who did I miss? Hey, Dancing Alone with Rentals. How are you? I'm glad you're good. I'm glad you're here. Pearl Harbor? Did I miss a question? Um, let's see. Tell them you want a meal like a picture that you ordered it from. Yeah, the meals like the pictures, they never look like that. Now Waffle House, you know, I really have never had a bad meal there. Never. And I like their coffee cups because they're the big old thick stoneware coffee cups and it keeps your coffee hot. Yeah, Old Man King, hello, how are you? How's the weather where you guys are at? The ones that came in, I am up to 63 degrees and we have sunshine today. I'm so glad. It's not good to have too much dull, dreary days. You need sunshine. It makes you happy. Um, Tim says in the next town from here, there's a Huddle House. Yes, and the Waffle Houses and Huddle Houses are similar here, but they are better. Yes, and I don't know why they're better, but in my town we don't have a Huddle House. You'd have to drive 45 minutes to get to a Huddle House. By then, um, you're not hungry anymore. Lisa says never had a bad Wendy's. Oh, really? Yeah, it's sad because I do like their chili. It's just enough to hit the spot, and they'll throw cheese and onions on it if you want to. So, yeah. Oh, like Waffle House, Tim. Yeah, but the Waffle Houses here, um, like I said, there's two. And anybody says we're going to the Waffle House, and he says, "You're not going to the bad one, are you?" They've just got a bad reputation, and there's usually never anyone there. The only ones that go there are the people that come off the freeway that have never been there before, and they're coming from Atlanta, and they see the Waffle House, and it's like, okay. So those are the people that end up there. The locals and the truckers, those who come through often, they know better. They go to the other side of the road, and they go to the Waffle House over there. KFC has gotten awful. Quit going. Yeah, the last time I got KFC, I mean, it's 30 minutes from here. We just happened to be near it because of a ball game. So, and of course, there's a Taco Bell in it, also. So you go through the drive-through and you get your bucket of chicken. It doesn't come in a bucket anymore. It comes in a box, and that just kind of ruins it for me because it's a bucket of chicken. That's what they're known for. And the meat was so dried out, the chicken legs were so dried out that you could see the bones, and it's like, but I've already gotten home and I've already driven 30 minutes, and it's like, and one time I did call and I complained, and she said, "Well, if you can come back," I had to order a sandwich or something going to the ball field, and I didn't get what I ordered. Um, so KFC biscuits are tiny now. Oh, they are? Now, the best biscuits, if you want the best biscuits that you don't make at home, because I got good biscuits that I make at home. But the best ones is from Bojangles or locally for us. Bojangles have the flakiest and butter biscuits. They're always really good. I've never gotten a bad biscuit from them. And they're good also. Later the next day, my husband likes to break them open and make cinnamon biscuits out of them. So he's always happy to have a couple extra biscuits. I usually don't eat that much bread. So, but if I'm really wanting a biscuit, that's the one I'm going to have. Because yeah, it just seems like they're probably not homemade. None of those places are really homemade. Dancing Alone says, I have a friend in New York City who loves it there, but his passion is to travel south to get to a Waffle House. Yeah, certain areas there's no Waffle Houses. There at one time when we moved to Georgia, I think once you went over the Mississippi River, you didn't see the Waffle Houses. So I haven't traveled in like I said in 7 years now, uh, over that way because we got animals. It's hard to get away that far, but definitely once you get over, oh, I got to sneeze. Excuse me, got to build up to it. So once you get over the Mississippi River, you don't see the Waffle Houses. And another thing you don't see is um, over on it's armadillos. Is it armadillo? There's some animal that does not well, unless somebody's just taking it over there. But we never saw them over on the other side. That's crazy. I don't know. But we definitely have them here. Mrs. Debbie, how are you? Clear skies in 47 in California? Oh my goodness, y'all are you're hardly ever. You must live in up in the hills. Um, because I don't think Gummy, how hot is it there where you're at? And she's right in the mid part of California. Lisa says that's why I have been cooking more at home. Yes, even as being single, I'll cook a little extra for warm up the next day. Yeah, and I don't mind. I really don't mind leftovers. My husband hates leftovers. You might get him to eat them a second time, maybe. But me, I'll eat them until they're gone. But he's funny about heating it up. He says when he was growing up that his mother would always she would always cook a really good meal on Sunday, and she would heat everything up until it was just in the microwave until it was so dried out that he just doesn't like leftovers. Tim says in August I went to the YouTube picnic in Paducah, Kentucky, ate a great at a great Waffle House one night. Yeah. Yeah, they when we were up, when we went to the picnic last year, we ate at a fish restaurant, and darn it, I can't remember the name of it. It was really close to Calvert City where we were at. Oh my gosh, they were so good. They were really good. Kathy says how to find out where that is. Oh, you're gonna have to find out where it's at. Tim says I'm only allergic to one thing, not eating. That's right. Hey, Brian Lost Hills, how are you? Miss Debbie says I'm between San Francisco and Sacramento. We've been having some rain and cooler weather lately. Yeah, I can understand now when you said where you're at, because it is cooler up there. Let's see. Lisa says some leftovers are better the next day. Yes, like soups. They are better. I like spaghetti the next day. I like lasagnas the next day. If I'm going to have that, I don't eat much of it anymore, but now with when the kids were little, I would always make extra spaghetti because kids love spaghetti. And I would put it in a baking dish the next day, and then I would sprinkle it with mozzarella cheese and put it in the oven and bake it. And it was always really good that way. So then it became a casserole the next day. Let's see, what am I missing? Uh, oh, Brian's, I've been eating good and healthy. That's always good. Thank you for reading the comments. I'm so busy, I can't really see what's going on. Yes, the thing about that, Kathy, I know on some of the live streams, people have so many in the chats that they can't even read them themselves, let alone read them to anyone else. But we have sight impaired people who like to go into the chats also, and maybe they are also hearing impaired, but the sight impaired folks, they're not going to find out what's going on if I just answer a question. Hey, now see, I got my glasses aren't focusing. Stidham Family Gospel, how are you? It's so nice to see you. I've seen you in a couple of chats, and I looked at your channel, and I went to both of my channels, and um, I do try to do that with everyone. I try to sub from both of my channels just to help you out. I know how hard it is. I mean, I'm just barely over 700, and I'm just teetering now. I just can't seem to get past that 10 here and there. Um, so yes, I do like to read the comments and I like to answer the questions so that you know what I'm answering. And if I mess up and forget to do that, then you don't know. I may give you the answer, but you don't know what the question was, so it doesn't make sense. Does that sound right? So yeah, um, yes, I'm common sense impaired. Well, I guess we all have our little weaknesses, and I'm tech challenged, so I guess that might be an impairment. I am definitely tech challenged. I have 30% loss of my hearing, so I am hearing challenged too. So if I talk a little loud sometimes, that's probably why. I don't have hearing aids right now. I did have a pair of my mother-in-law's. She had just bought um, her hearing aids about 6 months before she passed, and I went back to Costco, and they actually uh, refitted them to me. And because I had had a hearing test at the same time she did. She was 82 years old, and she had about the same hearing loss as I did. Um, so she was actually doing better than me. So I wore those until I accidentally had them in my pocket and I washed them. So that was last year. So yeah, I don't have them now, but yes, I'm hearing challenged definitely. And I may be speech challenged too, because I have a real Southern accent. My sister has no accent. She doesn't think. Hey, Heather's hubby chubby, how are you? We missed you last week. I hope you're doing okay. Um, I just thought about this morning that I hadn't seen you. Um, yeah. So far, yeah. Now that I'm on Medicare, they tell you you have benefits for dental and hearing, and there's something else that normally eyeglasses. Um, so yeah, so the first of the year, I'm going to go back and get my hearing tested and see about getting actual real hearing aids. I'm not proud to say I need them, but in some, I don't know if you've noticed in some of the live streams, they may be far away from their camera or from their computer. You can see I'm sitting pretty close, but if they're sitting across the room and there's two or three people in it, they want a better view, I guess. But it is difficult to hear sometimes because it's like they're talking from across the room and they don't have microphones on. So most of them don't wear microphones, but I have seen a few that have. I'm glad everybody's saying hello to everybody. And if Heather's hubby chubby or chubby hubby wants to drop any links, um, I am all for that. You can visit each other's channel. You may find some new friends. And if you see some interesting content, well, subscribe and go back again. Um, Kathy says, I don't have any either other on Medicare, any other on Medicare. Um, let's see, somewhere I think I missed some chat. I missed some chat. um, let's see. Heather's hubby chubby says, I am well. We had a snow reprieve, so I got some more outside stuff done. Yeah, I saw that. This one video, he is really clever about chopping wood, let me tell you. Um, and I like all his little tools and gadgets to help him pick up these pieces after he chops them. Y'all go over and see him chopping wood. Yeah, I like to see people work hard. I just don't like to get out in the weather anymore. I mean, not that I don't. I tell you what, yesterday I had nothing to do outside, and I thought, okay, I'm going to get some inside stuff done now. And I had my day planned. First thing, well, my son's gone, so I'm feeding his birds. And I look over and the cows are acting weird and they're down near his place. And all of a sudden, the baby calf is right there on the other side of the fence in somebody else's property. And I thought, oh my goodness. So I finished feeding all the birds and I go around and get his Jeep and I go around and I'm trying to find out where this calf is at. And finally got her back in, had to bribe the others with some hay to keep them away from the hole because I was afraid they were going to go get her. And then I would have two or three out. So after chasing them for an hour, I get in the house and I'm sopping wet because it's misty rain the whole time, and I got it all. Uh, it's not easy to lift those pallets when they're wet. They're not easy at all. Um, let's see, where did I miss in some of the? Um, let's see. Stidman says I had the hearing check Monday and have some pretty bad damage. I've been a musician my whole life, not to mention I have 7 kids who are very loud. Yeah, there. I don't know why my hearing is bad. Maybe it's just the luck of the draw. Sometimes as you get older, you just start losing it. I've never had a job where there was loud noises. Well, maybe I did back in the 80s. Who timed out Tiny Tim? Was that by accident? Uh oh no, it was Nightbot. He's so bad. Tim, I'm sorry. He timed you out for 5 seconds. Okay, hope that doesn't last long. Um, I don't know what I don't know. Sometimes if you use more than three emojis, they think it's a spam. Let's see. What was interesting hypothesis? Oh, it says stop spamming symbols. Okay, you must have used a symbol it didn't like. I didn't know what that was. See, Danson says Japanese planes attacked the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii territory, killing more than 2,300 Americans on December the 7th. Yes, yes, you are so right. Um, I just had a brain freeze. 1941. Tim, you just used two? Well, he's been a little picky today. Oh, he's being a night butt. Sometimes you can get these little extras that is supposed to help you out, but they end up causing you pain. I'm sorry about that. We didn't mean to put you in the corner. Um, yeah, I did not. I had one cousin who was over in Pearl Harbor um, in the 40s. Um, but he came home. Let's see. Uh, now, yoga. Chubby Hubby is dropping links, so when y'all get a chance, go over. Hello, 12 Stones. How are you, Byron? Good to see you again. So go over and check out anybody that you would like. I have no problem at all uh, introducing people to new channels, to new folks. You never know what you're going to really run across that you're going to like. The content you're going to like. Um, if y'all have some of you, well, I think all of you. Hello, Radical Changes. Good to see you. Um, I know that some play music now. Lately, I've really enjoyed the music that Danny Days um, has been doing, and sometimes it's just nice just to listen to music. I don't have a radio in the house, and I don't have cable in the house, so YouTube is my entertainment. And when I'm working, I like to put something on, even if I'm catching up on a live stream or something. Um, I like to listen to it while I'm working outside, whether it's in the garden or, gathering eggs or, whatever. So, yeah, that's my entertainment. I hardly ever turn a radio on anymore. I don't even turn it on in the car anymore because it's not very good. Uh, so, yeah. But has everybody um yeah, I'm doing good. Radical Changes wanted to know how I'm doing today. How are you doing today, love? Oh, yes. Um, so has everybody got their Christmas shopping done? Um, I can say that I did a little bit online, and I don't like to shop online, but I don't also like to put, you know, $100 worth of gas in the truck and go up to Augusta and fight the people over there. Um, Radical Changes says no. How are you doing today? Let's see. You ask a question and I missed it. I'm sorry. Brian says YouTube is a good part of my entertainment too. Yes. Um, it's funny that, and we do kind of gravitate to certain channels where we'll watch more of their content. And like I've met a couple of well, I met quite a few at the, Kentucky picnic, not this last time, the year before. So, you have a different kind of connection with them, you know? I don't know if anybody feels that way, but so when you come home and you see them and you say hi to them, it's like greeting an old friend. And there was quite a few at the picnic this year that I missed seeing that I would love to have met. Tim was one of them. Um, I would have loved to met Danny and Jesse and Lisa. I would have, I would have loved to meet um, some of these guys, but I did miss them this year. Let's see. Uh, let's see. No, Gummy says she is completely finished with shopping. Oh, wow. These people that start in July it just kill me. Yeah, it just kills me. Um, let's see, my hubby chubby, my link is not correct. Also, please drop your link. Thank you. Um, why is your link not correct? Do you not have a handle yet, Tiny Tim? Um, Kathy says she doesn't shop at all. Um, I'm just bad at shopping. We usually gave our kids money, and then when we had twice as many grandkids as we had kids, it's like, okay, we'll shop for the little ones and we'll draw for the bigger ones. Everybody kind of drew, and we did that a few years. And, in the last few years, everybody's struggling with this virus and not working and working very little. And, it's just been a big struggle. So we've had some setbacks, and this year is like, okay, we're just the last few times we're just getting together and having some good family fun, and the little ones get a gift and we play games, and so we've changed what we do, but we still have a lot of fun. We have good meals, and dancing says I am lucky to have YouTube friends, even if just through comments. Yes, absolutely. I feel that way too because there's a lot of them that I've talked to on the live streams. Their live streams are small enough that you can have a chat with them instead of just saying hi. And yeah, it does make you feel better about it. Um, let's see, what did I miss? Heather's chubby hubby says sorry about that. Chat must have jumped. Oh, okay. Did I miss anyone? I don't know if you did miss if he missed putting your link up, give us a thumbs up and a wave or something so he knows where you're at. Dancing says gummy is finished. Yes. I say we bag up all of our leaves and spill them out on Gummy's lawn. Yeah, these organized folks, they need more leaves. Yes, they need, she took up her lawn, y'all. She took up her lawn and put rocks in her yard so she wouldn't have any leaves. Because she got tired of messing with cutting the grass and the grass dying. They live in California and it's really expensive to water the lawns. So she put rocks in the front yard. Now, I thought that was pretty clever because then she doesn't have to cut the grass anymore. Uh, Kathy says, I make things and I give them all year long so I don't feel like I have to give it Christmas time. I think it's more better in your families if you make things for them. Yes. You know what? Growing up, I know a lot of you are like this depending on your age, but growing up, we had handmade toys, we had handmade dolls. Um, we had sock monkeys, we had, you know, my grandkids laugh at me when I tell them the first Barbie doll I had, I was 13 years old. I wasn't 3, I was 13. And she had bendable legs and they would pop, 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 pop. Now that's the way my knees feel. So I didn't have a store-bought doll until I was 13, you know. I didn't know if I was missing anything. I was excited about getting it though. Let's see. Gummy says, "Dang, I really have plenty of leaves backyard and some leaves in the front from the neighbors." Yes, we still have lawn in the back. Funny dancing alone. Yeah, but if you wanted to go take her some leaves, I'm sure, she could figure out what to do with them. Miss Debbie said they were paying people to take out the grass and put in rocks in California, but we like our grass. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Gummy probably didn't know that, or she could have got paid for that. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of work for them to get the lawn all up and get it ready for the rock. So yeah, doing well out here. Gummy says healthy, chubby. Um, Tim says handmade gifts are oh it jumped. Handmade gifts are true treasures that are priceless, made with love. Yes, yes. Um, Gummy says I wish I would have paid mostly in Vegas and Arizona get paved. Oh, paved. Um, yeah, it's hard enough growing a nice lawn. Um, but then when you have a neighbor's tree that has one of those gumball uh, seed pods that keep falling on your lawn, it's really aggravating. I've lived in places that were like that. Now I have them and I can't cut them down because they're 100-year-old trees and they're only the only shade we have in some areas. So I don't really want to destroy them, but I don't like those gumballs. Although I have found a use for them. Let's see. Danson says I like watching Jimmy DeResta because he makes things from scratch, the way people make pies and and goodies from and coolies from scratch, goodies from scratch. Um, Gummy says, "Can you send me some, Tiny Tim?" Never mind, Linda will send me something. Yeah, see, now I'm making this is the top of a crocheted hat I'm making for one of the granddaughters, and I've been making them. It's going to be pretty. Um, so I just started it. So that's the top of it. But yeah, I make things all the time, and I mean, I've made big things like Afghans but I don't make clothing. I'm not good at wearables, and I'm not good at looking at the directions. I can watch somebody do it and they tell me what to do, but all of these little I don't know, the directions for something crocheted or knitting is just a lot of numbers and letters, and it's, to me, it's hard to read. It might not be hard for somebody else, but it's hard for me to read. So yes, I do make things and I do give them away. Hello, Star Homestead, India. How are you doing? Yes, we have 6 acres, but we also have a few years after we bought the original 6.3 acres, we bought wooded acres, another 9 acres. So we're actually 15 now. Um, but we're going to keep it wooded because my son likes to hunt, and it's all wooded. He made paths, so he feeds his deer and the critters back there. So yeah, so we are actually 15 now. Living Miracle says, "Can you make Tamiflu with them?" You there is the Indians used them, but they were green when they used them, and they pounded them and crushed them, and they took the liquid from them, and I'll have to go back and find out what it was that they used it for, but it was medicinal. Um, but when they fall in the yard, that's the seed pods. And the seed pods, you can put them at the bottom of your planters for good drainage. So there is a use for them. Let's see, the chat's going fast. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Thanks, Heather. I'm not a content creator, um, but that's okay. Let's see. Danson says you do a great job keeping up with chat. Do I? I try, and my trifocals sometimes don't work. Uh-oh, it's moving fast. Um, let's see, 2 or 3 things moved up. I'll be featuring Linda's Afghan on a video soon. She was 18 and I was 20 years old. My beautiful Afghan washes up and is soft and nice. Washes up soft and nicely. See, and I didn't know she still had the very first Afghan that I made. I gave it to her when her first baby was born, and I did not know that she still had it for years. Because some things are just you wash them and wash them until they're washed out. Um, so yeah, Kathy says ponchos are easy. Yes, I made ponchos. I made pillows. I love making beanies and scarves for those who like beanies and scarves. I've never made gloves. Um, uh, let's see, where else? Um, Star says, thanks for sharing my link. Yes, I love it when you can share a link because it's not all about you. This live chat is not about me. It's about us communicating and chatting. There's nothing that's going to benefit me other than sitting and chatting with friends. That's really, I'm not promoting anything, although I don't mind helping other channels get to know other people. And I will tell you, for those you don't know, um, on the 5th was the anniversary of our mother's passing, and we are doing some of her favorite recipes, and we're going to just continue doing that until we get tired of doing that. So anyone who would like to join in and share some family recipes from way back or whenever, um, you don't have to have them written. You don't have to share the actual recipe. You can make it ahead of time and just do a short video and show and tell a story about that dish. So you're welcome to join. It's a challenge. Gummy challenged me. So we got to starting. We started listing all the things that were some of our favorites. And it's like, you know what? We should share this with people. And so that's exactly what we're doing. And we hope that anyone else who wants to share in it will join us. There's no prizes, there's no pressure. All you're doing is sharing a family or a childhood recipe that you enjoyed. And it can be a drink and a dessert or a main dish. It can be anything. It can be roasting nuts on a fire, just something that was comforting to you when you were growing up or even when you're an adult. So, um, let's see. Star says, hello, everyone in the chat. I am subscribed to most of you. Oh, very good. Very good. That's how you get to know people is you go over, look at their channel. If you don't watch a couple of videos that are at least 3 or 5 minutes long, if you go over and you sub and you never go back, chances are you'll get purged by YouTube eventually. Um, and then it hurts whoever you tried to help. Um, so yeah, Heather's chubby hubby says no worries, no charge, laughing out loud. Yeah, true treasures. Yes, yes. The and she's talking about the recipes and the memories that go with those recipes. So yeah, this is just one of those things. I still wear some of her favorite things that she gave me or that I took after she passed. There were several things that we split up with the kids, and I still wear her last scrub, one of her last scrubs. I still wear her jacket and one of her sweaters. And yeah, I mean, I've had them for 15 years and I may not wear them all year, but yesterday I had on one of the shirts that was one of her favorites. And it's just a comforting thing. I know it's silly, but maybe it's not. Uh so yeah, so if you have any recipes that you want to if you want to use the hashtag recipes from home 22, I'm putting them in a playlist so you can go and watch everybody's. um we'll be posting another one tomorrow, I believe. and won't tell you what I'm making because I'm tossing back and forth which one I want to do. But and it doesn't have to be long. It can be short. It can be a drink. It can be, candy. It can, I mean, whatever, So it's just fun and sharing some memories with people because, this time of year, this has been a tough year for me, but it's been a tough year for a lot of people. We've lost a lot. Um, we lost 3 people this year within a 3-week period of time over the summer, and that was difficult, and, we lost our favorite pet, but this is a comforting thing. This is like, you know what? This time of year, you need to reach out to people because I have found there is many people on YouTube that this is their entertainment. This is their communication with other people. They may be shut in, they may be handicapped, they may be hearing impaired, they may be sight impaired, they may not just have any family. And so we all become their family, and they love, what's going on in our lives. I mean, we have a lot of animals, I do crafts too, and on my other channel I do lots of crafts and the funner things than just hard work. But so this is their communication to other people. So we just have to think about that. Let's see, what living miracle. Okay. Lee makes Tamiflu with the green ones. Yes, that's what I was saying. That you smash up the green ones and you extract the liquid out of them and you make the Tamiflu. So it's very medicinal. The Indians used it. I know that's was one of their medicinal uses. Radical Changes says, "Whoa, that's super cool." And Star says, "I like the challenge. Very good. And you're welcome to help us out." Because Gummy says, "Oh my gosh, can we make enough recipes to make it interesting?" I said, "Well, we've opened it up to others, so maybe they will, throw a few in here and there, and it'll just add to it." And some of the things that we're coming up with, it's like someone already commented, it's like, "Oh my gosh, it's like we grew up in the same house. We ate those things too." I mean, and it's like we were eating the same menu and we lived 3,000 miles apart. So it is kind of interesting to find out what other people had when they were growing up, what their, because there was no fast food. Meals were cooked at home or at home with the parents or grandparents or great grandparents, aunts and uncles. you know, there was no fast food. We didn't do that. We were poor and didn't know it. I always say that, but we were rich in life, but we didn't have any money. So what we ate, we grew, we fished, we hunted, we made things, we recycle things. I mean, we did not depend on anyone else. Um, let's see. Oh, I missed part of my chat here. Um, I get to yakking and I forget to look, y'all. Let's see. Last night, Chad on FaceTime was so interesting because we had gotten so many meals and treats that our mother made for us as small children. Yes, we were kind of brainstorming. It's like, okay, if you're going to make this a recipe, I won't make that one. I'll make it, something else. But the thing is, we can make the same recipe, but it turns out different, or we have different memories of what that recipe was. And that's kind of cool too. Even though we lived in the same house, we have different memories. Um, let's see. Let me go back up the chat just a second. I feel like I missed something. Um, Oh, sure, Star. I'd love it if others would join, and there's a lot of collaboration and giveaways and stuff. And I don't know about a lot of y'all, but we don't have the means to do a lot of that. We're remodeling our old farmhouse. We're trying to feed our animals when prices are going up and feed ourselves and just like everyone else in the country. So there's not a lot of extras to give away to people. Now, I do make things and give, and I do my part with what I can. But there's no expectations for anyone to, get the best prize. The best prize that you're going to get out of this is some memories and some reminiscent of your memories. So, and just it's a comfort thing, it's just making friends and sharing with friends. That's all it is. Um, let's see. Now I can go back up and see what I missed. um, Lisa says little things like that makes your heart feel good. Yes, yes, it does. Um, Sometimes the best thing about gift giving is giving it, not receiving it. um, you know, we had very little to give, and we may have only gotten one toy when we were growing up. And we actually shared, Gummy will say this, her birthday is 2 weeks after mine, 2 years and 2 weeks, and not 2 weeks. That would be really weird. Um, and we have a brother, his birthday is at the end of May and mine is in the middle of May, plus Mother's Day. I was born on Mother's Day. My niece is 2 days before mine. But when we were growing up, we had to share. The May birthday cake was one cake. We didn't get a cake every birthday. So one cake served everybody who had something going on that month. And a lot of times I had Mother's Day and birthday combined. So that kind of stinks when you go through all that work to get those kids here, and then it's like, oh, it's your birthday. You want your birthday or your Mother's Day? But I get both now. So I told them that they need to think about that. um, let's see. What did I miss? Sorry to hear that. Thank you. Thank you, Star. Um, let's see. Um, Check out the hashtag for the recipes. I might even participate. Thank you. Appreciate that. But even if you just come through, we've got 4 videos up so far. My announcement, and she's done a couple of videos. Gummy has, and I've done one, and I'm about to do my second one. So we don't have a timetable how long this is going to last. Shoot, it might be the whole year. Who knows? Um, because we had different recipes at different times of the year, different things that she cooked. Or, like Easter was different, and our birthdays were a little different. There was some things that we had just different things. So she tried to make it healthy for us and fun for us too. There was 4 of us children at home when she became a widow, and the fifth one went to the army. Well, actually, yeah, a couple of years after that, he went to the army. So most of the last 4 children grew up together. So those, and the 2 youngest ones, they don't have a lot of memories. They were babies. And so what we tell them is what they know now, what we remembered. Let's see. Let's see. Oops. Now get back up here now. I missed it again. Sometimes it goes fast and sometimes it's just slow. Um, oh, I'm so glad you came, Old Man King. I'm sorry you got to go, but we were happy that you came. And hopefully we'll see you again soon, if not in a video, in a live chat. Tiny Tim says, my 94-year-old dad with dementia passed in October. Yes, I do remember that. And my mom passed in 2015. And it was the only one that she allowed. Oh, I was the only one that she allowed in her kitchen. She taught me to dump cook. Yes, I love dump recipes. Dump in a little of this and a little of that and poke it in the oven. Yep. Um, well, the wind is really blowing. Y'all hear that? Acorns are falling on the tin roof. Um, Lisa says nowadays people don't sit down together for meals. No. And if they do sit down together, what do? They have the phone in their faces. So, yeah, that's kind of tough. And so, if you're driving, you're traveling somewhere, make the kids leave the phones in the cars. You go in to have a meal and a conversation and make eye contact. So, yeah, it's always good to, you know, put the phones and the devices down if you can help it. Definitely. Gummy says, if you don't participate, come on over to the Recipes from Home 22 and enjoy our stories and recipes. Because we have we're trying to add a little bit of story with each recipe and, you know, what it meant to us. So there is a little bit of you know, ad-libbing in there and letting you know what we were really doing at the time. And so yeah, it the same thing with your recipe. I'm sure if you see, you can remember now and you're thinking, "Oh my gosh, we had this certain thing that was so good and we always had it, grandma always brought it, or the only time we ever got it was a special occasion." Those are the days where we remember just how fun and, cuddly and soft, and how much the grandparents meant to us, and many times the grandparents lived in the same house as we did. Let's see. Star says, I got to hit the sack. Oh my goodness, yes. Good night, everyone. Hope you have a great day all on the other side of the globe. We're so glad that you came. So glad. I know the time zone is tough for those who live across the pond overseas. Um, I find that there's military people who love to watch YouTube because, it's another way of connecting with people from home. So thank you. And we'll see you on the next one too, Star. Um, let's see. Kathy says North and South eat a whole lot different, though. Yes, they do. But they may eat the same type food, but they call it something different. So what we call a dish, they have a different name for it, but it may be the same dish, or close to the same dish, definitely. Um, Gummy says, love that style of cooking, Tiny Tim. That's what I do, and I don't follow recipes well. A lot of our recipes from this challenge is not written down. These are way we remember them. I may remember them differently than my sister remembers them, but definitely it's the way we remember them. Well, darn it, Nightbot deleted Star's message, and I don't know what it said, but apparently it had too many emojis in it. He is crazy. He timed her out, but she's gone. Um, I Let's see. Start It says, "I'm sorry, did I break your concentration?" That's Nightbot saying that. I don't know what he's talking about. Uh, but if I want to view the deleted message, um, all she said was, got the playlist saved to the library. Thank you. See you soon." And Nightbot kicked her off. Oh, that's crazy. Um, Joy Blessed Life. Did I miss you? Hello. I knew I was going to miss something. I knew it. Oh, you know what? Nightbot kicked her off because it was all in caps. So y'all remember that. If you put something all in caps, he thinks you're yelling at me. He's my little guardian. He's thinking you're yelling at me. I'm learning this. This is like the second one that I've ever had Nightbot on there, and he can be kind of a little pill sometimes. Um, he looks like a little alien boy. But anyway, Tim says my favorite cake that mom made was pear cake. Oh, but she used her homemade pear preserves instead of fresh pears. Oh, wow. It's good. I bet it is. I gotta make pear preserves and then make the cake. Yeah, you got to do both now. Um, our pears, somebody stole most of our pears this year, so we didn't get too many. Um, your Nightbot is very harsh. Yes, he is. How can I fix that? Um, so he won't kick people out for using capital letters. Gummy says, I am new and I will remind Linda to post the recipes from home, the hashtag recipes from home 22. Yeah, that's the playlist I've already started. Pears, not pets. Yes, Tim, I kind of recognize that pets didn't match what you were saying. So yes, it was the caps. Yes, it was. Um, hey Joan, how are you? It's nice to see you. So glad you came. Um, let's see. Oops, now I can go back up. Think I caught up with the chat. And y'all make sure for anybody who's new. Now, Gummy's fairly new. She doesn't really get into a lot of chats, but if you go to the above the chat and if it says top chat, click on that and make sure it goes to live chat and move it down because that way you won't be behind in a conversation or anything. I don't think you are now, but just in case that happens for anybody. Because if you're in a chat, sometimes it does it really often. Just because of the weather or who's ever internet, it for different reasons it puts you behind a little bit. Um, let's see, there should be somewhere you can adjust settings and banned words. Yes, I saw that, but I didn't know about how to okay capital letters. Um, and I know about if you use more than three emojis, they think that it's a spammer because that's what spammers do. But us now, we may put three hearts in it, and or four hearts, or five hearts, or hugs, or whatever, and we're not spamming, let's see, but I will check that. Definitely Heather's chubby hubby. Tiny Tim says not bot setting can be changed. Jesse, the mod father, can help you. Yes, he can. It says mid father, but I know you meant mod father. Um, yes, he's very good. Someone else that has been helping a lot is Stephen from Mr. Boots and Bush Tech. Mr. Charles, he is very good about helping. I watched his instructions when I got it set up, and he has been very helpful, especially to newcomers. And I've been here 2 years, and I'm still a newcomer, y'all, because I only started doing live streams like 6 months ago. That was it. Um, Nightbot settings can be changed. Yes, yes, I definitely will check into that. Yes, mod father, not mid father. Yeah, and if you're on your phone and you're trying to type, because I got these great big old hands. I've always had big hands, and and I'll tell you, for a lady, a size 10 or 11 ring is big. But when I'm typing, sometimes I'm typing stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, I keep hitting the wrong buttons, and it's a pain. Yes, Joy Bless says you can set it to not ban capital letters and set the numbers of emojis you allow. Okay, thank you, Joy. Because I'll have to definitely pick that up. Hello, Nona Grace. How are you? So nice to see you. Um, Nona Grace is one of my new subscribers. Um, and she is really a sweet lady. Y'all go check her out. Gummy Doolittle says, I gotta go, Linda. Folks love setting setting in for a chat. I'll be going on some of y'all's channels. Good deal. And I know you're busy, and she only has a few hours to get things done while her grandson is at school. So time is the essence there. Joey says I did not get your email, and we need your address for the semifinalist prize you won. Okay, I will. I will maybe I used the wrong email, but I thought I had found your email. But I will try to resend it to you. It did have the address. Sometimes my stuff, if I get notices in email, my husband wipes them out before I even see them. He thinks they're trash or something, and he's like, all this stuff. I may have all these emails, and he dumps them. It's like, dang, what'd you do? I didn't get all that information, so I started an archive, and so if I see something that I know I'm going to need, I drop it down in the archives. So he hasn't been looking in there. So one day he will, though. Tim says I'm on my phone. I'm 6 foot six, really 17 size shoe. Tiny Tim is my biker name, and it is the opposite is true. Okay, I get it. I get it. So it just stuck, right, Tiny Tim? It just stuck. Um, and your last name is Posey. I'm sure you grew up with all kinds of little nicknames people tried to put with Posey. But that's a cute name too, you know. Bye, Donna. Joy Bless. Oh, she's saying hi to everybody. That's good. Um, let's see. Uh, oh, you're welcome. Joy says same here. My hubby dumps emails too because he has way less space on his phone than I do. Yes. Um, Donnie checks the emails on his phone, and I can check his on mine too, but he dumps them. Yeah, he'll dump them before you see them. But I'll know I go in there and I know there was like 10 emails, and some of it, yes, is junk, but he dumps the whole thing. It's like, what happened to that email from so and so? I needed that address. And he goes, well, look in the dump file. That's where I find it if it hasn't been too long. Otherwise, it disappears. So it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, if I don't answer you, it's probably because I didn't see it because he dumped it. Yeah. Tim says I had one boy try once to call me a bad thing. Only once. Yeah. I think if my friend was 6'7" or even over 6 foot, that I would not be calling him any kind of names. Because he would be my friend for life and he would protect me when others were picking on me, I'm sure. Um, but you know, nobody called me anything. My name was Johnson, so there was nothing. Um, there was nothing they could do with that. Linda, I have to duck out. I have errands to run. Everyone have a beautiful day. That's from Lisa in Michigan. Thank you, Lisa, for coming. Well, you know what? I didn't realize it'd been over an hour. I don't put a timer on it. So I figure if we're talking about something and it's keeping our interest, then I think we should keep talking about it and not rush off. But I know y'all got things to do, and I need to go switch out the laundry too and do a little animal check. So far, all those goats didn't get out today because guess what? I locked them in the barn today. I decided that I was not chasing them today. I chased them twice yesterday, and that was enough for one day. And I have things to do. I have to go to town and get some groceries, so I don't have time. Nona Grace said, "I'm glad that I noticed you were streaming." Oh, and I try always, Nona Grace, to do noon on Wednesdays. Um, I only go on once a week. I'm still new at it, so I'm not confident enough to have more than one live stream. And I have not had a live stream on my other channel yet, which I guess I'm going to have to do that the first of the year. But um, I haven't done that yet. Tiny Tim thinks I'm going to ride to town. See you later. Blessings. Thank you. It was so good to see you, Tiny Tim. I'm fixing to get off here too, and I thank everybody who came. It was so nice to see you all, and thank you, Heather's hubby Chubby, for taking care of all of my tech stuff. Um, that is always a moderator is always a big help. Now, Kathy was on here, but she was working, so she could not do it, and it's hard to do on the phone when she's working. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. And I will send you another email so you can get my address. Um, and my email is in my about page. So if you want to use my email to send me something, I'll make sure that I've got the right email because maybe that's what happened. I may have not typed it correctly. My bad. Um, Tim Heather's hubby chubby says thank you for having us. Oh, thank you so much. Well, if I had the doors open and some sweet tea made, y'all could just come on over. Nona Grace says I write the days and times down and then lose the paper or notebook where I wrote them. Yes, I understand that where I wrote it. I have so many different books going, lots of notes to myself. Yes, you're gonna have to combine into one book, right? It's hard because when you got your pocketbook and it's got a little tiny notebook and you don't carry the big one around. Thank you, Heather's hubby chubby. Good day. It's good to see you all. Even if it was for a few minutes, it's still, I appreciate all of you coming in. And next week, I hope to have some more of the recipes done so that y'all can see some of our favorites from our childhood. So y'all have a good rest of the week. Hey, Raymond Kringle, so nice to see you. Wow, how's the weather in New York? I am so excited to see you. He there his little dog is 2 years old. He flew from New York and he picked up my daughter, little Yorkie had puppies, and he picked up this little dog, and Brody is absolutely a precious little puppy. And he got to fly all the way back home. And he loves snow, doesn't he? It's so good to see you. But yes, I come on every Wednesday at noon for just a little lunch chat. Anybody who can stop by, either a little or a lot, anytime. Yes, thank you, Nona Grace. It was so good to see you all. And now that the weather is, ooh, it's warming up. It's 71, sunshine and 71, but I still have to go to the grocery store. So anybody I haven't got to see very long, maybe you can stop by again next week. Yes, Raymond, it is so nice to see you. Um, Same here. Have a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Raymond. And anytime you want to pop in, Wednesdays at noon, we're here. It's good to see you all. Okay, I'm going to say bye, y'all, and I will see you next week. Is that Chris Kringle's brother? Hey, that's something, right? That I got an in with Chris Kringle's brother? Yeah, it just happens to be. He might have a brother named Chris too. Have to ask you, Raymond, if you have a brother named Chris. And that is his real name. That's a cool name too. Bye. Bye, Nana Grace. So can I say you're awesome? Oh, will it still kick me out? I don't think so, Radical. Thank you, though. Well, I just tried to just sit back and talk like we're friends. We have a lot of different interests, and that's okay. You know, and I just love that. Later, Brian's Lost Hills. I hope I said that right. Thank you. Uncle Chris, Uncle Chris lives in Chicago, Raymond says. Okay. No, I meant my notes. Laughing out loud, Nona Grace. Radical changes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, Linda. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And we will see you on another one. Bye. Y'all have a good weekend. It's been great.